Should be starting. Yes, it should. It should. Yes. Yes, indeed. You are scowling. Why are you frowning? We should be happy.
I'm trying to make sure your stream's working, dum-dum.
Snyder Cut. Happy for the Snyder Cut. Woo, yay.
It's still not on.
It is. Look. Ha. Ye of little faith.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a Candace Owens ad?
Probably. I'm skipping it, though.
I'm not gonna lie. She's kind of hot.
Is she?
Yeah. You know.
Mm.
Sponsorship, maybe? Sponsorship opportunity?
No sponsorship.
No sponsorship if the sponsor's hot?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Unless she's Taylor Swift.
Well, I guess, sorry, just saying. Yeah, Chris. Sorry, we're gonna have to call off the brand deal. Yeah. No, yeah, Hemsworth. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you're just too attractive.
No,
My
calm down.
fiance said that we can't have attractive people
No,
on
Chris,
the channel,
Chris, don't
so
listen to him.
I think that we should probably bring in
Chris?
Nate instead. He's the most unattractive person I can think of, so let's have him on
Chris,
the
Chris,
stream.
please come back.
Chris, you have to go. A gift for me? Thank you. No, my fiance doesn't want one.
No, I want one.
Worries.
I
She
want
does not
one.
want a personalized gift. It's okay.
Stop
All
being
right.
mean to me.
Goodbye, Chris. Have a good day. We'll see you later. Yep. No, you shouldn't have. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Give me that number.
No, I can't. Sorry. I can't do it.
Why are you being so mean to me?
I can't do it.
You know he's my favorite person in the world.
What about me?
Eh.
Oh, wow. All right, fair enough. I feel the same way. Hey, Cloud, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate you very, very much. What is up, my dude? Thank you for the super chat. Very helpful. We have a comment from your mom. Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing?
Joker, this is not the Miles Morales stream.
No.
All right.
This is the Snyder Cut stream.
Yes. So here's the thing. I want to get some stuff out of the way right away. Oh, am I running over my computer?
No. I think you should let Magical Jill talk for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants that.
Oh, okay.
So to get
Is it because I'm a woman?
I can't answer that. To get some stuff out of the way, we have not watched it yet. And if you're wondering what do I mean, because it hasn't released. No, it got leaked. The whole thing is leaked.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut did leak a couple of times actually. There was the leak on HBO Max. It accidentally went up for Tom and Jerry.
Oh yeah.
My favorite meme of the last month has come out of here, where it's got Quentin Beck, Mysterio, the Jake Gyllenhaal one from Far From Home, and he's just screaming. He's like, "They leaked my life's work on Tom and Jerry." So that's awesome. I like that very much. I hope it was worth the money lost. But I will say though, haven't watched it. I'm sure that if people have watched it, they'll say some stuff about it. I guess if the mods are here and you see someone purposely spoiling the movie, you can just kick them from the chat or mute them. So that's helpful. But at the same time, I'm not super worried about it because this is a movie we've all watched. It's just a longer, better version of it. And it's been a long time coming. This is something that has been hyped up really forever. Now, I never expected it to actually happen. I supported the Snyder Cut movement back a couple of years ago. There's people that I don't like their attitude in the movement and against it, to be fair, but that's the same as everything.
As long as we're getting a better movie, who cares?
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's weird, there's some people almost against the movie coming out, and I don't understand it. I've always thought director's cuts are a good thing,
I agree.
I always thought they were. And the only thing is, I only have an AI loadout. Let's let the AI play around.
Okay.
Let's let him play first.
Let's pretend we're playing.
So he can talk. Here, I'll go like this. Whoa, look at how good I am. It's not even starting. It's like that kid, do you remember they used to have the Target kiosks and Walmart and stuff where they used to let you play video games?
Yeah.
I know you're younger than me, but do you remember those?
Yeah, I remember those.
They took those out years ago, way before COVID for some reason.
Yeah, it was so dumb because I loved those as a kid.
I did too. My parents used to go grocery shopping. They used to send me to the video game section. I played demos for 20 minutes.
Me too.
But anyways, I'm basically that kid just pretending that I'm playing the game, but
and
it's
now
just the
all
video.
I can do is play the Pac-Man arcade machines that they have there.
Yeah, and they're too short. I guess they're not too short for you.
No, they're not too short for me because I'm only 5 feet, but...
That's true. They're too short for normal humans.
I suppose for a 6'5" grown man, it might be a little short.
Epic Zombie Killer. Hey, Jay, I am also a huge fan of Podcast Now. Cool. I love Podcast Now.
Oh, Degenerate Trump asked us how we were.
Degenerate Trump, we are doing very well indeed. I don't very much like that you're taking my name. I don't very much like it at all. That is not very bigly cool of you. But I've got to be honest, Degenerate Trump, we're doing very well. We're talking about the Snyder Cut today. Many people are talking about the Snyder Cut. Sadly, not Nancy Pelosi, but what more can you expect from her? She didn't like it very much. She liked the Whedon cut. That's why they did the whole Capitol thing. Try to get her for that. Not very cool, but I gotta be honest, I wasn't surprised.
Did Rosie O'Donnell like the Whedon cut too?
Rosie O'Donnell only liked the Whedon cut because she couldn't see it past her largeness. That's all I'm saying. She was very big, she couldn't see it. I don't even really remember who Rosie O'Donnell is. I just know he always memed on her and called her fat.
Yeah, I don't know who she is either.
So I don't really remember anything about her. So if anyone's a fan of Rosie O'Donnell, sorry.
Sorry.
I just don't know anything about it. I just like the voice. Just like to do the voice.
Somebody asked me, it was Michael Myers, they said, Jill, would you let Jay star in Thor Love and Thunder? Why, yes, I would, as the...
Fat Thor.
Yes.
Bring back Fat Thor. Hashtag Fat Thor for life. Me.
Yes.
I am Fat Thor.
Honestly, I'd be very happy if you were Thor. We'd be making the big bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you'd be hotter than usual because you'd be on the big screen.
Do you think that your Etsy shop would take off? Shameless plug. Etsy shop in the description below. There was official Degenerate J merch in there too, literally.
No one, you 10 minutes ago, don't overpromote your Etsy shop. Also you, hey, did you hear about our Etsy shop?
I've taken business classes in college. I know how to work marketing in slyly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
anyway, Degenerate J created his own bracelet on
I
that.
did. Actually, I've made 2 now.
Yes.
Did you post the other one?
No, not yet, but we're going to today.
Oh, another design goes up from me.
It's owl themed if you like owls.
Yeah, so there's a seashell and ocean life themed one I made, and an owl themed bracelet that I made as well. And Jill is designing her own ones too.
Yes.
So it will be very fun.
Mine are very pretty. You should buy them too. Not just because you simp for him, but because you should simp for me. I'm the one with the boobs.
Yeah, that's Dorky Warrior pointed out that your laugh broke his ears. Yeah, I don't know what to do about Jill's laugh because Jill's voice is naturally quiet. I'm not calling you out here. I don't want you to get all nervous. Jill's voice is naturally very quiet, but her laugh is like cranked up to 32 on like the fucking decibel thing. It's like her voice is like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And her laugh's like, "Ah!" It's like that scene from Final Fantasy. It's Titus where he just screams like with Yuta. Ha 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 ha! Out in the...
I'm very sorry for breaking anyone's ears. I'm a quiet person usually.
Until you laugh, then you get very joyful.
I will just try not to be joyful anymore.
No, you can be joyful.
No, I just should never laugh again.
As soon as you start laughing, I'll look at this. I'll put my hand over your mouth. You'll hear, It'll sound like when Nate's here and he says something wrong.
So, is the audio okay for everyone?
Peyton Morris said you should open a P.O. box.
Well...
We're working on it.
We are working on it.
We have like a business one that we put kind of in a small town away from the Twin Cities because we live in the Twin Cities.
Yeah,
and
we
look,
do.
Not to be like a weirdo here. Like, I'm not saying I'm freaking PewDiePie. And look, actually, to be honest, the first time someone would show up at my house if they weren't a creep and they were like, "I'm a huge fan, I love you," I probably wouldn't really be scared of them.
I'd be pretty flattered.
I'd be like, "Oh, thanks," but that thing keeps happening.
That's not like a regular thing we want.
No, that kind of thing when it starts happening keeps happening.
Yeah,
like people show
it'd
up
be
at
a
your
little
house.
weird and scary.
Yeah, and usually since I'm like cucking people out of internet fame by making fun of them in the comments, I don't really want someone coming here because like I don't want to like have a home invasion and then have to shoot somebody or something. Like I don't really want.
We
you know
do
what I'm
have
saying?
a PO box as a return address for our Etsy stuff.
Yeah.
It's
pretty far away from us though.
It's pretty far away. It's very small too, so I don't think we could get like packages from you guys.
Yet,
but maybe sometime in the future.
Well, the thing is, the channel doesn't make a livable wage yet.
No, it doesn't. So that's why we've been promoting the Etsy shop because we need money to keep our businesses going. Otherwise, he's gonna have to work at Walmart, and I'm gonna have to work at friggin'. I
am not going to
Hoopville.
Walmart.
I'm just kidding.
I used to work there though. Mandalorian said that he watched the Suicide Squad yesterday, in preparation for Justice League, and it ruined his night. Yeah, I think it would ruin everyone's night, dude.
I am so sorry you had to witness that.
I hate that movie. I actually do. I do like Margot Robbie. And that's kind of one thing that we're going to talk about here. I don't hate the Whedon cut of Justice League.
When I first watched it, I thought it was fine. I thought this CGI was really bad, but for the most part, I walked out of that movie thinking, yeah, that was an okay Justice League movie. It wasn't as good as what I thought a lot of the Avengers and like just Marvel movies in general were for me. I quite liked them more at the time, but I was expecting a little bit more because I knew I really liked Wonder Woman, and I knew I was going to like the upcoming Aquaman movie, and I was really excited for him to be in it. So I really enjoyed Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and I really liked Batman's character, and I've always really liked Superman, like what's his name again, the guy playing him? I really like his actor. Yeah, I love his actor. He's very good and very handsome. So I knew there was a lot of actors and actresses that I really liked in the movie, and I thought they all did as good of a performance as they could with the script.
Yeah, for what it was.
Mm-hmm. But I am much more excited for the Snyder Cut because I think that one's going to be a lot more entertaining and a lot bigger, you know, like more dramatic, more impactful. I like the colors more of it. I think they put a nicer filter on it. Because you can see, like, side by side some of the same scenes, and a lot of the ones in the Whedon cut are more zoomed in and more, like, saturated, which is fine if you're going for that, but I think it makes it look more dramatic and darker when they use that, like, silvery filter over it that they're using in the Snyder Cut. I think that one looks a lot more professional and a lot cooler.
I did want to mention Zach Horsham Downs, I'm sorry if I messed up your name, said that he actually met Henry Cavill once. He lives in Ireland, and he was in a restaurant called Platform on New Year's Eve of 2019.
Oh my gosh, you are the luckiest dude alive!
That's pretty cool. Also, I'm probably going to do terrible. I have not played this game in a solid year.
I am so excited about you. Like, you met Henry, like, one of the hottest men in the industry.
Excuse me?
You're not in the actor industry, okay? But Henry and Chris Hemsworth are so high up there.
This is so bad.
Did you, like, faint? Like, did you come?
What am I supposed to do here? This guy just keeps hitting me.
I'm sorry, but, like, you met Henry Cavill. You are blessed. God smiles down on you. I don't know if you believe in God. If you do, he's smiling down on you.
And if you don't, you should. You met Henry Cavill.
You met Henry Cavill. You met an angel.
Okay. This is kind of like... This is why I don't play these level 30 ones. Because, like, there's no way for me to do it unless I, like, break out the fight stick and rememorize the controls, and I'm just not going to. Anyway.
I don't like having to memorize the combinations on those. It's really annoying. I was really bad at this game when you got it for me. Though I really liked the story a lot. I just had such a hard time fighting through it.
Yeah, well, you couldn't have been doing worse than I am right now.
Like, isn't this only an 8-hour game? And it took me a long time to finish it. Because I was so bad at it.
I get it.
And I think I had it on easy.
Well, this is not easy, but, oh, so I was going to say to you, by the way, are you watching the chat, too?
Oh, yeah, let me look at that.
Because we have no Nate here today. I was going to say to you, too, that I do find it interesting how they're doing the whole filter on it, too. I actually didn't hate the brighter colors from Justice League, but you could tell that this was all just Whedon's version of a dollar store Avengers. Mm-hmm. Like, it wasn't good. They didn't really think anything out. Again, it wasn't just the colors, though, too. I mean, like, some elements of the story were just so bad. Like, for example, that stupid Russian family at the end, like, where it was just, like, in Russia. And,
that was a little weird, wasn't it?
And it was like, we need to get this one family out. I'm not saying it didn't matter, but it was just odd to me because they acted like this was such a big deal, and it wasn't. It was 3 people. It does matter, but, like, the whole thing was the Avengers, in the Avengers, in the first one, they were trying to evacuate a bunch of people out, you know? But it was a ton, you know? It was like the whole city. They were trying to save all of New York. And in this, it was like there was a fight in an abandoned town and 3 people lived there, and they acted like it was end of the world stakes.
Yeah, I wish, I hope in the Snyder Cut they make it more end of the world stakes. It kind of looks like they're doing that with Steppenwolf. That's his name, right?
Steppenwolf, yeah.
Yeah, Steppenwolf. He's like saying in the Snyder Cut that he's turned worlds to dust and stuff, and you see his hand going in the ground and like turning the entire world into like with like magic around it. It looks really cool and like high stakes, and it feels like a Thanos type thing. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. Also,
we also did get a super chat.
Yeah, we have a couple super chats. I know you probably already mentioned the Peyton Morris one where they said open a P.O. box, but they gave us $1.99, which was very kind of you, Peyton.
Yeah, thank you.
And then somebody else, Young Bounty, gave us $1.99, and they said, what's a show that you find super underrated? By the way, thank you for the money. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. We do appreciate it. We never ask for... Well, we meme about super chats. We never, like, beg for them, but they do help because this channel is not self-sustaining. You know, and it's kind of hard because the amount I do, it's hard to work another job. I was working 2 jobs this channel and taking care of my dad. For a while, since he passed, I've been kind of taking a break from that other stuff and seeing if I can make this work, but... Our goal...
And also COVID didn't help with you having jobs.
No, I lost my job.
Yeah, you lost them.
Yeah, like well, the one, it was temporary anyway, like, because I didn't go back into teaching, but then I lost the second job, so that certainly didn't help. Okay, it does make me feel better that the level 30 computer is having a hard time fighting this, too.
Someone said, whoa, Nate sounds really different. Hope his throat's doing well.
Nate's throat's not doing well, but it sure feels good.
We should answer Young Bounty. What's a show we find super underrated?
A show I find super underrated? Does Supernatural count? Like, I know that there's, like, a cult following.
There is a cult following, but I think some of the seasons, like you said, when they weren't the best, I haven't seen the show, so I don't know. But I know when you said you didn't think some of the seasons were the best, a lot of people kind of started falling off the wagon and not rating it as high as it could have been.
Yeah.
But I know you love that show. Also, I think Dexter is probably underrated, too.
People love Dexter, though. It's, like, talked about all the time.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, it's not as big as Breaking Bad, but it's up there in terms of, like, those cable-exclusive shows.
Yeah.
I don't know if that... Well, you know what? No. It depends how you answer this, because... If you're saying underrated, like people don't watch it, then no. But if you're saying underrated, like underappreciated, which is probably what they're saying, I agree with you. Because after season 4 of Dexter, everybody like really got hard on it. You know, it was like, oh, I hate season 5, season 6 sucks. There were really good elements of each season, though. Like 5, 6, and 7, I thought were all really good. It was 8 that like fell off the wagon.
Yeah.
But people were hating it like 3 episodes into season 5, and they never came back.
I also think Legend of Korra is super underrated, but I could go on about that for hours and hours. I'm not trying to start a fight because I know a lot of people have a lot of strong feelings on that show, but it's one of my favorite shows of all time. I absolutely love Korra as an avatar, and I could talk about that show for hours on end. It has its flaws. Everything has its flaws. I'll agree with that. It's not the most perfect show in the world, but I still love it, and I think the creators did a really good job on it for the most part. And that's something that I'll always think is a little too underrated.
Granimus Prime, you caught the truth, but sadly no one will believe you. Never mind, it's about me.
Oh, I didn't see what he said.
Yes, well
maybe the truth you should have read it out loud.
The truth is hard to swallow, as some would say. Nate would especially say that. Anyways, let's move on.
Okay.
I was going to say, by the way, that I do think, too, with the Snyder Cut, because I do want to talk more about this, too. We'll kind of go back and forth.
Hey, Kyle K is here.
Hey, Kyle. How you doing?
Hi, Kyle.
I think that we'll kind of go back and forth on this, but with the Snyder Cut, one thing I always wanted them to do that they never did in the original was Superman's black suit. Now, I know a lot of people who don't read comics, and that's not a dig, don't know much about this, or if you didn't watch... some of the, like, animated movies and stuff. But originally when Superman was killed, he died fighting Doomsday, actually. So it's similar to what actually happened in Batman versus Superman. It's interesting because he died, and then he ended up coming back later, and he was a little bit more of a darker character for a bit, and he was in a black suit with the Superman emblem on it.
I thought he looked really sexy.
He was really cool, but they never really did that with, actual DCEU Superman. They just kind of brought him back, and they're like, hey, look. And it really had to do a lot, I think, with Whedon. I keep forgetting his name. Wheaties. Because, he was very much, it seems like, against, darker themes in these movies. It seems like he just really wanted it to be lighthearted and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't get it, though, because Age of Ultron, I am in the minority on this. I actually like Age of Ultron better than the original Avengers because I can take it more seriously.
No, I agree with that too.
Like, in the original Thor kicks Loki's ass. Yes, it's hard, but as soon as he gets his powers back, it's barely a fight.
Yeah.
He just wins.
Yeah.
Because he's Thor.
And then we have a hard time taking the next Avengers seriously when he's the main villain.
Yeah, because he's also the only villain.
I think they made too many jokes in that, and also the whole, they kind of just very quickly introduced Hawkeye and Black Widow. They didn't really give them much of an introduction in that.
Well, so you know what's weird? They were both already in the MCU. I know you remember Black Widow was in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So they introduced her there, kind of, but then they just throw her in like you already know her really well, which you don't.
Which you don't, yeah. I thought they deserved more.
Well, the real weird one was Hawkeye. Did you know Hawkeye, a lot of people don't know this, I'm sure you do because you've watched this movie tirelessly. He's in Thor 1. Yeah. You know, they show him, he's the, like, sniper called in to take out Thor.
Yeah.
And then they tell him not to shoot.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of people miss that actually was Hawkeye. And then, again, they just drop him in like you know him.
Yeah, like, but the thing with Hawkeye is they never tell you where he came from in this universe.
Budapest!
Then he disappears all of a sudden and comes back in, like, what was it, Endgame? All of a sudden?
No, he was in a couple of movies there in the middle. You just don't remember him because
he was such
boring.
A minor character.
Like, he was in Civil War.
Yeah, but he was such a minor character. Like, who remembers Hawkeye in Civil War?
Really no one.
Who were you caring about? Captain America and Iron Man. Hawkeye's never developed at all. Like, you don't really care about him ever. And his entry was weird and unmemorable, and his exit was weird and unmemorable.
Well, and that's sort of the problem I noticed with the original Joss Whedon cut of Justice League 2, which is kind of what I was getting at, is, like, everything is introduced very quickly. And they act like you really care. You know, like, oh, this is a big deal, but it's like, it's not.
It's weird.
Everything is just kind of thrown in there very quick. Mm-hmm. You know, it was very obvious that they were running damage control on a movie that they just didn't finish, but it came out bad. I do find it, like, very hilarious to me in a sad way that in their push to make that movie not like Zack Snyder's versions of those movies, that they made it so damn bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's really funny to me. Maybe it shouldn't be that funny, but, like...
It is kind of funny, though.
I feel a little bad for him on it. You know, not now, because he got his movie.
Uh-huh.
But, like...
I liked that green on him.
Yeah, this one?
Yeah, that's
gorgeous.
I like
that, too. It was an issue, though, with, like, you know, that movie, where it's like they pushed, hey, we need to bring him in, and hey, we need to make... this more like Avengers, and we need to push our own MCU. That was always a problem with the DCEU. Like, even if you're someone who loves it to death, you gotta admit, it's a pretty big problem that it seems like their whole methodology was just, let's make that thing. They never had their own unique stuff to it. Mm-hmm. And Snyder was trying to. You know, like, you can dislike his work, and I get that, but he was trying to make the stuff unique and more different, and they didn't like that. They wanted it to be more uniform to what, you know, the MCU was.
They were trying really, really hard to be an MCU.
Yeah, but, like, the thing with the MCU is, like, despite what people remember, it had a lot of missteps early on.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Iron Man 2, I like that movie. It's not very good. I just like how it explores the relationship between Tony and his dad and sets stuff up for later.
I did want to say, sorry to interrupt you, though.
No, that's fine. It's not fine.
I hope in the Snyder Cut they kind of make it more understandable as to why Batman cares so much about Superman coming back. Because, like, in the Whedon one, he just kind of acted like Superman was his BFFL. And, like, kind of forget that they had, like, so many problems. You know, and you're supposed to, like, really care, I guess. It's weird to me how much Batman seems to, like, care about him and, like, want to, like, be inside of him.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, like, in the Whedon cut, he's like, Clark was so cool.
I love Clark.
Clark is a god. But
Clark,
then, like,
open your cheeks for me.
But then, like, he hated Clark, and at the end he had an understanding with him. But, I don't know. It felt really forced to me.
I hope they have some flashbacks in there that help it feel less forced.
Yeah, because that was kind of bad in the Whedon cut. I mean, like, they really need to explain, like, why Batman gives a crap. Mm-hmm. I agree with that completely, because that was just awful. That was just awfully done.
The only reason I could see Batman caring is, like, his whole not wanting people to die thing. But this Batman kills. Because he kind of, like... They never explain how he, like, lost that whole rule, but we've noticed this Batman kill before.
Right, and I mean, I think the point of Justice League was supposed to be that he's like, I mean, they even say it in their like little dumb synopsis for the Whedon cut about how it's like inspired by Superman's sacrifice, blah blah blah. Bruce Wayne sets out to, bring these people together and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but you don't really show that. You just mention him being like, I'm glad Clark was a guy who lived and helped us.
They didn't portray their message very well, and I really hope Snyder portrays that message better.
I'm sure he will, because he actually had the message to tell. Like, even if this ended up being bad, the point I'm getting to, one, it's getting good reviews, so that's good. But the point I'm getting to with this is, even if it did end up being bad, right? At least this is what was intended for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want.
This is the movie we were supposed to get.
For the most part, yeah. And I get that there's concern about it, but I do think it says a lot that it's already getting good reviews. Like, I'm not saying that makes it good, but I'm just saying I think that is a good sign that even critics like it. They seem very out to hate everything in modern day. Mm-hmm. Like, I would argue that critics have gone from, like, the... what were they, like, Ebert and Roper, like, era of, like, hey, let's try and, make people informed so that they can enjoy these movies the best and not waste their time, to like, hey, how do we hate on something, throw out a headline.
Another Nate with Funko Pops where they're super picky. They're like, that paint's not right.
I'm that same way though with those. But no, I think that with these critics, they are actively trying to find stuff to hate so that they can like do a snappy headline like, Batman versus Superman isn't the only thing that cried Martha, or some crap like that. You know what I mean? Like, or like...
Don't say that name!
Yeah, or like, Die Hard should have died hard years ago.
Why'd you say that name?
They always have some dumb frickin' joke that's not funny. It sounds like something that, I don't know, an 80s cartoon character would have said as a one-liner. And that's what these stupid critics always go to. And so my point is, if even these people, who are like the most bitter, like, annoying people of all time... are enjoying it, to me that's at least a somewhat positive sign about the direction of the movie, as someone who didn't watch it when it leaked.
Sophie and Ali said that they really don't like that this Batman kills, and I could really agree with that. I really don't like that this Batman kills either. It kind of takes away from the character a lot for me, and they never explain why he kills. If we had like a really dark movie, like where he starts out not killing people and then some big event happens that makes him snap and start killing, I'd be more okay with it, but we don't get that.
That was always my problem with it, was that we never had anything,
It's hard for us to care about this Batman in particular, because we don't know him.
I really do like the Ben Affleck, like, portrayal.
I think he's cool, yeah.
But I think that it's a missed opportunity to not actually do anything with it. Mm-hmm. Again, like, I think that it was a big missed opportunity, like you said, to not lead into it in any way. I'm actually not against Batman killing in a universe. Mm-hmm. Everybody treats every universe like it's the, the mainline comic universe. It
doesn't have to be. He can kill. It's just I want to know why.
Right, you have to actually explain it, and they don't at all. So I think that that's sort of a problem in terms of just not explaining
I love
anything.
the one with the open thighs.
That one?
Yeah.
That's the one I like too.
That's gorgeous.
I was just kind of looking at it. But I always thought that was just stupid. You know, like it was just so misguided and they had no idea what to do.
I wish they'd put Nightwing in this universe.
They're supposedly working on a Nightwing movie.
I'd really like that, because I love Nightwing. I think Dick Grayson's really cool. I want to see him in a really good movie that's really memorable, that people enjoy. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be really good for their universe.
I do too. It just depends on, like, if you can't get your Batman right, who cares if you get your Nightwing right? That's kind of my issue with it, is, like, I don't think Affleck is going to come back, really. I know that he's going to come back for Flash. Mm-hmm. He's going to come back for the Flash.
But then what are they going to do without him when they're trying to do this whole MCU thing? Are they just going to kill him off?
I don't
Or are they
really
going to switch him out with Edward? Because that might... I mean, not Edward, sorry, Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah, Edward.
Because that would be weird. Like, he's... Batfleck's a little older, a little more in his career, and Robert Pattinson, he still looks like a young man. He's still very handsome, but he's definitely a younger Batman. So it would be odd to switch out their actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't really get it. It doesn't really make any sense, like, why they do it that way. Like, or why they did do it this way. It was just all a lack of planning is the thing. I mean, like, it just doesn't work, when you're going to do it that way.
Degenerate Trump gave us $5. Would the DCAU benefit from Green Lantern and the Corp in the universe? And if so, which GL would you want to see in the DCAU?
So first off, I did want to mention, the people are pointing out, too, that Nightwing is dead. That is true. Dick Grayson is dead.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they still did talk about making a DCEU Nightwing movie, and that it was going to be, I thought earlier.
They shouldn't have killed Dick Grayson off.
No, yeah. Jason.
That was a bad idea.
I think the point was that Dick Grayson died, and Batman likely, we don't know this, never took on an R. Robin and isolated himself, which led to part of this, but they never explained it. So that means
Tim Drake and Jason
might not have ever
They
been
don't
Robin.
exist in this?
They might be live people, but they may have never been Robin. We don't know. We don't actually know.
What's the point of that?
I don't know. I don't. But anyway, too, that is true. So thank you for pointing that out again, because that is true. In terms of what Degenerate Trump said, I do think that when he says the DCAU, I think he means the DCEU. The DCAU is the Batman the Animated Series, Justice League, all that stuff. But I do think that the DCEU would benefit a lot from Jon Stewart. Mm-hmm. Like that Green Lantern because like I
don't know a whole lot about the Green Lanterns at all.
You don't?
No, I only watched that one bad Ryan Reynolds movie. I never read any of the comics. I'd like to. I bet he's a really cool character, but I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, no. So the thing was though that they're like space cops. So they're like police officers in outer space with like authority to do things on a bigger scale. Like they're not just beholden to one planet. Mm-hmm. So there will be Green Lanterns that are in each sector, but they are not.
Starfire looks hot.
I know, Starfire is hot. She's like got a banging body. But anyways, poster of Starfire. That's a good idea. Anyways, I was going to say though that the whole thing with the Green Lanterns is they're basically space cops. Yes, I know that I'm really simplifying it, sorry. But with them, it's interesting because they have each sector like laid out with certain Green Lanterns. So it'd be like, oh, this is the Green Lantern of Sector 005 or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they kind of go around and enforce the law and protect the universe and stuff like that. And I do think it would make sense. We see a Green Lantern directly in the trailer.
What makes that one Green Lantern that like everyone talks about in the comics, what makes him special?
There's like 10 of them. Which one?
Oh.
There's Jon Stewart, there's Hal Jordan, there's Guy Gardner, there's Kyle Rayner.
I thought there was like one, like kind of like Superman, Clark Kent.
They keep talking about Hal Jordan all the time. That's the one I think you're thinking of where like everyone's like, oh, Hal Jordan. I don't know. I don't think Hal Jordan is that special, to be completely honest. He's cool. I thought he was most interesting when he became like freaking Parallax in the comics, where he just like loses his mind and becomes a villain, and Kyle Rayner has to fight him. Mm-hmm. I thought that's when he was coolest to me, but Hal Jordan can be a good character. I just think he's kind of overplayed and not as interesting as my two favorite Green Lanterns are Jon Stewart, the Architect, who, I mean, in the comics, he's a lot more tactical. He was an architect, and he makes like really interesting, complex constructs with his ring. But in the DCAU, where a lot of people know him of, he is a little more brute force and not as creative. So a lot of people don't.
These characters seem a little weird and hard to attach yourself to.
What, the Green Lanterns?
Yeah, because there's so many of them, and they're not really like a full-on superhero to me.
They're not any weirder than attaching yourself to Superman.
I
mean,
suppose.
The dude's just an alien.
I mean, yeah, but he's like a full-on superhero.
So are they.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, the Green Lanterns are. I mean, like, there's ones of different capabilities,
I thought they were just going around, like, fighting crime like they were some weird police force. That's how you felt like you explained it.
Well, they are. I'm trying to explain. I can't believe you don't know anything about Green Lantern.
No, I don't know.
Didn't you watch Justice League, the show?
The show?
Yeah,
like
the cartoon.
Animated show? No.
Oh, that's like one of the best cartoons of all time.
I think I was a little too young for it.
Oh, because you're a child.
I'd like to watch it, though.
I get it. No, yeah, the thing with, sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I was trying to see Maximum Booty on this.
Yeah, that one's the Maximum Booty.
Or that one.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Anyways, what I was going to say about this is they are, but some of them aren't. So, like, there's some Green Lanterns that are more low-key, and they're just kind of doing their thing, and they are just straight up preventing crimes and stuff like that. But they're more like Guardians of the Universe, but they're like police cosmic guardians.
Mm-hmm.
And they do answer to the core and stuff like that, but a lot of them more attached to Earth, like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner. They answer less to the core and more to like the League, like the Justice League, and groups like that. So
that makes sense.
It just depends. And then what happens is this: it's like they have a main branch office. Like sometimes they'll call Hal Jordan back. Like they'll be like, "Hey, we need you to come back. We need your help out here with this cosmic threat or something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll send some other guy." We saw that happen in I think it was Justice League Dark.
So it's like calling Space 911.
Yeah, where they'll I guess basically just send a replacement for a little bit.
I love that spin she just did.
I did too.
She's hot.
She is hot. I don't know. I think that they are really cool though. I think that people underestimate the Green Lanterns because they don't know much about them, but they're really interesting. John Stewart is just fantastic all around.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Ooh, the pink is cute.
I know. I like the pink too.
Ooh, she is gorgeous today.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I like about this game the most, actually, is like dressing up the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That was always one of my favorite things.
I love fashion.
Joseph Test says, I think the Green Lantern Corps as a whole are really interesting. I do as well. Let's see. Michael Caine as Wolverine. I made the X-Men a promise and I have failed. It's me, Michael Caine.
Ew.
Master Professor X. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. My dummy thick claws keep getting caught in the doorway.
My dummy thick claws.
Hal Jordan is a little creepy. I do agree. Jeff Johns' run of Lantern is good. I haven't finished it, Goro, but I read some of it. But yeah, I think that once John Stewart, I think Cam was saying this, I don't know, but I might have missed, oh yeah, Cam, sorry, I missed your first part. Hal Jordan was special because he was the first and only human Lantern for a while. That is true. But then, you start getting these other guys, Guy Gardner, who sucks, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, and I guess to me, like, they were more, not Guy's just a dick, but they were more developed as characters. Like, I think that,
Can we look at Poison Ivy?
Yeah, we can look at Poison Ivy. I think that, for example, Kyle Rayner is a much more developed character than Hal Jordan is. But that's just me. Do you want to check the chat, Jilly?
Your wife has a beautiful voice. Thank you, Thug Dobby. Half of Jay and Jill's streams or videos are them simping for digital women. You're correct, Mandalorian637. Somebody keeps asking us about The Boys TV show. We have not seen it.
Well, I haven't watched it yet, but I told Jill I wanted to watch it with her.
We'll watch it soon.
I already know some of the spoilers from it.
We'll probably do a review or something on it.
Probably eventually, yeah.
I love that she has those sticking out behind her. That's so cute.
Yeah.
I like the purple ones.
Which ones? Those?
Yeah. Those ones are really cute.
I was trying to pick the ones with the best stats, to be honest.
Zack Snyder said in an interview that Dick Grayson being killed by Joker affected Batman on a whole deeper level than it would have been Jason Todd, and that's what drove him over the edge.
I get, going that direction, but I like Zack Snyder, but you can't just tell me stuff in an interview. You have to show it.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that it was never shown, I like this outfit.
That looks gorgeous.
The fact that it was never shown until, way later, to me, that's dumb. I'm not trying to insult him. It could have been studio interference. It could have been a wide variety of stuff.
You guys need to show, not tell. That's what they always told me in writing and in art class, is show, not tell.
Yeah, I just don't think that you can... I'm not playing this. I'm going to have the computer play it. I just don't think that you can do what he wanted to do.
Can we do hotties?
Yeah, you want... Well, Starfire's already max. I want to play as someone else.
Poison Ivy?
Yeah, probably, but I need to use the AI loadout, otherwise it doesn't run.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that you need to actually, dive into those elements, and If it was like, well, I was going to dive into it later, I just didn't get my movies, I get it, but you still expected people to sit for a couple of years with the BVS and Justice League portrayals without that backstory then. Which I don't think is a good idea.
Yeah, they should have done that quicker.
Like, so Black Widow works, you know, like in the MCU. I get that their new movie is going to establish some more backstory for her, along with, like, what happened to her right after Civil War in the MCU.
Yeah.
But that worked because she was around for so long. They, like, developed bits of her character over time. You're asking me to just jump in and accept everything about this character right now and not care at all. And yes, it doesn't have to be the comic universe. I don't think it does. You want to make a Batman that kills? Fine. I personally don't care that much.
But show us why.
Yeah, and like explain it. And not every Batman should be that way. That should be a pretty rare thing, you know? Mm-hmm. The problem that I have is most movie Batman have killed. Like, just in general. You have Michael Keaton. He killed a couple of guys in both 89 and Returns. He straight up tells Joker in 89, I'm going to kill you. When he goes to fight him. Because he finds out that Joker was the same mobster who killed his parents in that universe.
Yeah.
That Jack Nicholson Joker. And he says straight up, I'm going to kill you. So, like, that Batman just straight up...
Wait, was Jack Nicholson the same guy who played in The Shining?
Yeah, that's Jack Nicholson. Yeah.
I want to watch that movie again because I haven't seen it in so long.
Yeah, so...
1989, not The Shining.
Right, 89 and Returns are both great. But that Batman...
Wait, did they name that after Taylor Swift's album?
No, they didn't. That Batman is willing to kill. And then they have also the Batman of Forever, who doesn't really give a shit if someone dies at all. And then the Batman and Robin, who's just so cartoony, who knows what he thinks. Mm-hmm. Then you have the Dark Knight Batman, who everyone wants to act like is the second coming, but to be completely honest, he also was fine with some people dying. Mm-hmm. Like, Ra's al Ghul, I'm not going to kill you, I just don't have to save you. And he jumps off the train and lets him just get destroyed by it.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like
that, you'll let him die.
Yeah, like I get that that's like a loophole, like a technicality, but that's almost like saying, oh, I threw the batarang and it hit the thing and the thing fell on you. I guess the thing killed you, I didn't. It's just silly, so I don't know.
So Dale Chenoweth said at Degenerate J, hey, I'm relatively new to your channel, but you have by far become my favorite comic book and superhero YouTuber. You're funny, entertaining, keep up the great work, stay shui. And I thought that was really sweet.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that very much. You're my favorite person in the comments now.
Iceman sent us $10.
Oh, thank you, Iceman.
And he said, hey, been a while, but since my grandpa passed and I have watched your content and loved it, I also made my high school team sport, and I'm happy for you too.
Dude, good job on your high school team sport. I'm really sorry to hear about your grandpa. Iceman's mother passed away a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And he was someone that I've always, kind of kept in my prayers too and thought about. I have talked to him on Discord before personally. Very nice guy. Had a very rough go of it, so I really hope that you're doing better, man.
Yeah, I hope you're doing better, too.
Stuff affects you a lot longer than you think it will. I always talk about it, too. Like, my dad died about this time of year. It's been 2 years, but it still affects me.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, too, where, like, I'm at the point now where if someone does it, I know that they're trying to trigger me, so I don't care. But for a while, like, people were also trying to, like, make fun of my dad for dying and make fun of me for having a dead dad and stuff like that, like,
that's messed
personally. What I'm trying to say here is that there's a lot of people that are just pieces of shit and dicks that will try and get at you with stuff, but don't let them affect you, but don't be afraid to mourn, stuff that happens. I think that too often men, especially in society, are told they can't feel anything.
I don't like that at all. There was one person in the comments a while ago who, like, told you that if you cried or anything around me that I'd leave you because you weren't a real man. That made me really angry.
And then you left and cheated on me, and so we all... No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen.
I don't know. I prefer men who show their emotions. I think it makes them a stronger person, and I don't like stoicness. It annoys me. I want to know what you're feeling. I want to make you feel better, and I want us to be able to talk about things. Mm-hmm. So I hate when people try to say, oh, you're not a real man because you cried. Like, everyone's gonna cry. Bad things happen to people all the time, and I think it's important to let that out and to talk about your feelings and to be open with the people you love about them.
Or they will leave you.
Yeah.
By the way, like, not to be like a complete downer, but here's the thing. You know what's more likely to make your wife or significant other or even your parents or your friends stop talking to you or find the validation they want in you somewhere else? Is if you completely shut down, you won't open up to them, you're basically a robot.
Yep.
You're a brick wall. Because here's what that's...
Or you're always negative all the time.
And here's what that message sends to those people in your life. This person doesn't care about me. This person is so damaged they can't even understand what I'm going through. This person doesn't seem to have feelings or express them. How can I express mine to them? That's why people cheat. That's why they find validation in other people. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that's one of many reasons why that stuff can happen is you shut down and then people decide like you're not worth dealing with. That's not an okay thing. But I'm just saying I've seen that way more often than like, oh, well, I cheated on my boyfriend because he was too much of a pussy or too nice or something like that, you know?
Nobody does that.
That doesn't really happen. It's usually like a dysfunctional relationship due to both parties, like one not communicating what they want and the other thinking they have to shut the hell up and keep it to themselves, and then that falls apart. So yeah, people don't understand. It's interesting. There's a lot of armchair dating experts though in the YouTube comments just in general.
Someone called me a literal angel and said that you got lucky.
Oh, well, I am lucky. You are an angel. Oh, yeah. By the way, Sofa Kingdom is absolutely right about this. At least movies like Catwoman and Suicide Squad, you can laugh at how bad they are. Fant Four Stick was just uninteresting. Yeah, I saw that. I literally saw that.
I didn't.
In theaters. My friend, I'm just going to call him Jack. I don't really talk to him anymore. My friend Jack asked me to go with him. And I really didn't want to, but I felt bad because no one else would go with him. So I went with him to see Fant Four Stick. And I gotta be honest, that is one of the worst experiences I have ever had in my life. It was so bad. What a horrible movies.
I wish Wonder Woman looked better in this. She's kind of ugly to me in this game.
Oh, the Wonder Woman I have, for Wonder Woman's not even on the screen. What are you looking at?
Well, before she came on, I wanted to tell you I wish she looked prettier. But then you were in the middle of talking, and I wanted to let you finish and not interrupt. But I was gonna say, I wish Wonder Woman in this game looked prettier. She's kind of ugly.
Yeah, I wish so too, you know? I don't know. I mean, she looks better as, like, the movie skin I have, though.
Should we talk more about our expectations for the Snyder Cut?
Absolutely. I have none after it. Now, just hear me out on this. I think that this is worth mentioning, and we might go 10 or 15 minutes long here, if that's okay.
No, that's not okay. I have things to do, people to see.
Cool, then you can leave. In terms of the Snyder Cut, though, I think some people are expecting a sequel. I'm not saying that won't happen at all, but we've already seen reports that WB doesn't have interest in it.
I'm not expecting that because of WB and how they act.
Yeah, which is frustrating because, like, WB's gaming divisions are great, but it's kind of looking more and more like their filming divisions are just difficult to work with and unnecessarily interfere-y. I don't know, like, they interfere to an unnecessary extent and mess with stuff, and they cause their own problems, you know, like Wonder Woman 1984, like, that was not good.
That was not good, no.
You know, it's fine, it's an okay movie, but
it just wasn't good.
You know, when they started trying to go different directions from Snyder more, Justice League, or, I'm sorry, not Justice League, Suicide Squad first, bad movie.
Yep.
Justice League, not very good. You know, it's like they get involved and they get their hands in the cookie jar because they think they know what's best and they end up making it worse. I don't really...
They're so afraid of putting out a bad movie that they're making themselves put out bad movies.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of like the self-sabotaging.
Yep.
You know, like when someone's like really afraid of failing, so they inadvertently do everything they can to just fail. But they don't know they're doing it. I've noticed that a lot. It's frustrating. They don't really get it. But I don't think we'll get really a sequel. Really what I want is some more backstory. I saw that we're getting more with Victor Stone, but to be honest with you, I don't care that much about this cyborg.
No, I don't really care about this cyborg much either. I wish he was more like the cyborg in Teen Titans, who was lovable and enjoyable to watch. This cyborg just reminds me a lot of, you know, those other characters I've said have the personality of a wet sock. He's boring.
Well, I hope they fix that a little.
I hope they fix that a little, too. Because I, at the moment, don't care a ton about him. I've always really liked Cyborg, but he's just not lovable.
No.
And this in the original Whedon movie, but who knows about this one?
Yeah, I think you need to work on a lot of stuff too, because like Aquaman was almost retconned. You saw Aquaman, right?
Yeah,
Jason Momoa.
I really liked that movie a lot.
I thought it was fine. I liked it. But I think that they retconned his personality a lot in a way over the course of the story to like make him more likable and interesting and not just like a dude bro surfer.
Yeah.
However, Whedon's version of that character is just a dude bro surfer. So now how is that going to work in Justice League? Or did Snyder make sure to fix that? You know what I mean?
Hope.
That's what I hope. But I'm not sure. And also the whole thing with the original, Steppenwolf was like the only villain. So now that we know that we're going to see more with Darkseid, is it just going to still be Steppenwolf, but he talks to Darkseid? You know what I mean?
That would be pretty cool.
And they don't fight Darkseid, but they fight Steppenwolf mainly.
Or if they fight both, that'd be pretty cool.
Or are they going to fight both? Because when Snyder did talk about some stuff like online with his original universe, it seemed a lot like his goal was actually to have it basically be like multiple phases again, like what they're doing with the MCU, which is now, you know, like somewhere in phase 4 essentially. And it was going to be like, we have Steppenwolf, and then we have like this other threat, and then it leads into Darkseid more in like phase 3. And then I think Batman was going to die later on in like phase 3 or something, and then be either replaced or like worked out of the universe with someone else.
The thing with this movie is it's 4 hours long, so they better not rush anything. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
If they're gonna rush anything, I'm going to be kind of mad because we're spending 4 hours on this.
I'm not watching it all in one sitting.
I mean, I would, but that's just because I'm like that. But
I'm just not going to.
I'm really excited for how long it is, actually, because I want this to be really good, and I think 4 hours is sufficient enough for it to be good and not feel rushed or bad.
Well, then you'd love Watchmen. It's like 3.5 hours long on the extended cut.
I mean, I'll watch it.
Decent movie. People really meme on it. I thought it was a good adaptation, but I don't know. They can't rush anything. They absolutely can't. That would be a joke. That would make this look stupid. I did want to look at a couple of reviews, like without reading spoilers, by the way. Like me looking at the reviews, talking about them. Because I do think that they are a little telling. I did mention that, you know, they are... Okay, blah, blah, blah. But some people didn't like it, but some people really did. And I was trying to find some of those reviews as well. They've been kind of up and down. It seems like it's interesting. So like Variety, they called it a knockout. It's truly a new film and a knockout. It's rooted in comic book convention, but it's now told with skillful grandeur that trumps the Avengers saga. So this guy, Owen Gleiberman, apparently liked it more than he liked Avengers.
Well, it's exciting because...
That's interesting.
I don't know, I'd like to... Honestly, if this becomes better than some of the Avengers movies, that'd be pretty cool because I'm really excited for DC to have their time to shine. Like, I really want them to have their time to shine, to have a really cool villain, to have all of these heroes be developed, to just give us really good movies. I just really want that for them. But so far, we have not been getting that. No,
we haven't. But then again, you also have CNET, who said that it's still a mess and now it's just too long, essentially. So, I mean, that's sort of the thing, too. But here's the thing. Again, these critics are very, like, overly negative on purpose.
Yeah.
You know, they get more clicks and more hits and more attention for shitting on something than for praising it. They always have. Here's what I mean by that. We saw this before, by the way. There was some guy, I think he did it more for, like, attention a little bit, but I don't know this. This was years ago. When Uncharted 4 came out, and I'm not a big fan of the Uncharted series, so sorry, I'm just not.
Neither am
I. When it came out, there was like only a couple people who reviewed it negatively, and one guy posted like a really scathing review of hating on it, and it seemed to me like it was to the point where it was just trying to get attention, like, and hate clicks and stuff, and it did. It got like millions of hits. Like, I mean, mission accomplished, you know what I mean? That's the thing is, like, if you're in the crowd and you're just another person saying, thing good... No one cares. It's like, oh, cool, I'm glad thing good. But if everyone in the crowd says thing good and you're the one guy screaming, this sucks, boo!
People are going to look at you and be like, excuse me?
Yeah, and they're going to try and read what you say and they want to, like, justify it. And generally they want to make fun of you, but, like, they will, you know, pay attention to it. So I think that it's kind of... It's telling that we are getting positive reviews, but it's also not telling yet that we're getting negative ones. And I think that at the end of the day, no one wants this to come out and be perfect, do they really? I think they just want it to be
No, I don't expect it to be perfect. I expect it to be good. Yeah. I'm hoping for good.
Well, what do you think is going to happen with this, though, in terms of... do you think this will lead into The Flash at all? I don't understand if this is actually replacing the current Justice League in the canon. It sounded like it is.
I think it should.
But other people have said it's not, so I don't really understand.
It really depends on if WB thinks that this will be good enough for them to replace it, because they're not putting it in theaters, are they? It seems like WB doesn't really care too much about it.
Yeah, it does kind of seem that way. I never saw... Like, I think it's just... HBO Max. Like, I never saw anything for a theatrical release, unless they do, like, a limited one.
If they put it in theaters, they could easily say, nah, this is the new canon. But since they're not putting it in theaters, not all of the people who watched the first Justice League are going to know that this is even coming out. Like, a lot of older people, like my parents.
Well, what's weird is they are having a few limited theatrical things. I do know that, but it's not much. Like, for example, there was a article actually talking about this. Essentially, what they said, Snyder, geez, my throat is killing me, sorry. Snyder was talking about Justice League's runtime on the Minutemen podcast, and he didn't confirm that they were going to release it to theaters exactly, but he was open to the possibility. He said, if ever the movie's able to be viewed in the cinema, we have a 10-minute intermission which is built into the movie, which has a beautiful suite of music, so that adds an extra 10 minutes to the movie.
Oh, so like for potty time?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't understand how that'll actually work.
But if we're watching it at home, couldn't we just pause it?
Yeah, you could. But like he's talking about if you watch it in theaters.
Oh.
Because if you're in the theater, you can't pause it. What are you going to do? Go tell the guy to pause it?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And then like everyone else in the theater is going to be like, hey, F you.
Somebody said Zach confirmed that it's not canon, which is a little sad. But Eddie G. Wilson, shout out to Eddie. He's in the Discord. Great guy. He says, I think they'll decide once the reviews are out. Which I agree with. I think they'll probably decide on whether or not it's canon once the thing's out and if it does well. Because if it doesn't, they're just going to pretend it never happened.
Yeah, you're probably right, which is sad.
It is sad.
I just don't think that's a great way to handle it, though.
No, it isn't. But that's what they do.
But they didn't do that with Wonder Woman, and a lot of people hated on it. Why is that canon? Why didn't they just replace it? Like, they don't have any kind of standard for how they do this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just are like, well, this thing goes this way, but this one doesn't. I was like, why? Why? What's the difference?
I don't understand their reasoning on a lot of things either, and it kind of annoys me sometimes.
It really annoys me. Yeah, I don't get it at all. They never really think before they do this stuff, I guess.
No. The reason Marvel tends to be so successful is not only because Disney's behind them now, but they think things out for the most part.
Yeah, and I guess it just kind of comes down to like what they're going to do in the future to build off this, because supposedly with having so here's the thing. Cam said that James Wan and Patty Jenkins said they consider it canon. But then are they the ones who decide that, or is it Warner Bros. As a company?
Yeah, who's deciding this? Because I can sit around and be like, yep, I'm deciding that one's canon, but then the next movie, what if they retcon it?
Or what if it comes out and you hate it? Do you consider it not canon?
Yeah.
People do that with the sequel trilogy of Star Wars all the time, where they're like, I consider it not canon. It's like, okay, fine, but the people who have bought in the billion-dollar franchise and paid for all the movies and pay the actors and the writers and all that stuff, and a ton of fans have all decided it's canon. So who cares if 50% of the fans decide it's not? It doesn't matter.
Because they're still going to talk about it in the next ones.
Right. So that's the thing, is like, I can hate something and it can still technically be in the canon of whatever we're talking about.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Strikes Again is an example of that in Batman, the Frank Miller canon. I love The Dark Knight Returns. I love The Dark Knight Returns: The Last Crusade. And I actually love The Dark Knight 3 Master Race. But Dark Knight 2, which is the sequel to Returns, is horrible. Mm-hmm. It's just not very good. It's poorly written. It's mediocre at best, a complete mess at worst. And it's still canon. It doesn't matter that I don't like it. Mm-hmm. So who's deciding these things is what I'm saying.
So, should we wrap this up?
Yes, do you have to pee?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That is fair. I figured that was why we were wrapping it up.
Yes, well.
You will be shamed for this. Shame.
We've been on for an hour. I think they're good enough. They've heard you ramble on about Snyder Cut enough.
Wow.
I mean, if you want to keep going, that's fine, but I need to pee.
That's fair. Do you have anything else to add, though, before we wrap it up about the cut in general? What you want out of the DCEU going forward, real quick?
I want more development for all of the characters. I want more development for Batman. I want more development for Aquaman. I want a better movie in the future for Wonder Woman and more development for her. I don't care too much about Flash at the moment, but I want more from him. I want to care about him a lot. I wish his run wasn't so stupid. He looks kind of dumb. But, like, I'm trying to like him. I'm trying really hard to like him. And I want more from Superman. I want another Superman movie. But...
Man of Steel 2. People have been asking for years.
I want all of the characters to feel more developed, and I want to care about them more. That's what I'm hoping from this movie.
I do too. I want them to fix their stupid decisions with, like, the timeline and stuff, like how they keep interfering. Fast tracking Wonder Woman 3 after 2 was not the best, was just a bad decision in my opinion.
I'm still hopeful that might be better.
I hope so too.
But, like, I really want it to be better, but I don't know if we're going to get better.
Right, and I guess I'm tired of having to be hopeful, is my kind of end point here.
I agree.
Like, I seriously really like Man of Steel. I enjoy Batman v Superman for what it is. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's the worst. I have fun with it. I love the first Wonder Woman. You know, there's a lot of stuff in this universe that I love, but I think that it's tiring to have to be so hopeful. It's weird that with the MCU, even the people who hate on it, there is a consistency of what to expect in terms of overall quality across the board. When it goes up and down, it's not super massive outside of a couple outliers. Captain Marvel, you suck.
But with DC, it's all over the place in terms of quality.
Yeah, you might have an amazing... And not even just the DCEU, but their movies in general. You might have Joker, where it's like, this is phenomenal. And then you have Justice League, you know, the Joss Whedon one, where it's like, holy cow, what happened?
Like, what happened with that? Joker... fantastic movie, borderline perfect, and then there's Justice League.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't get it.
And Suicide Squad, what happened there?
I'm just worried about it in general with the entire, future of the DCEU. I hope that we see more. We are very hyped. We do plan to make more content about this as well. Darkseid's going to be in it. Jill's staring at me. She wants me to shut up.
No, I'm really excited for Darkseid, though.
Darkseid looks fantastic. We saw Green Lantern officially in the trailer from, I think, the flashback when they fought him, on Earth forever ago, which was only just very briefly kind of shown in Joss Whedon's version. So there's more stuff here. This is like an hour and... 2 hours and 10 minutes or 2 hours longer than the original, I think. The original was pretty short. So there's a lot more wiggle room here. We're very excited for that. But being long doesn't necessarily make it good. And that's the only concern I have, I guess, leaving and going into this. Tomorrow, though, we're coming back with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier stream.
Very exciting.
If you're a fan of the MCU, we will be talking about that.
4 p.m. U.S. Central.
4 p.m. U.S. Central time. Again, official channel merch is in the description. We have the Etsy shop. It is really official channel merch because my fiance makes it. I help her with all of it.
He handcrafts some too.
Yeah, I've designed a couple of the bracelets on there, so we hope that you enjoy that.
We have a Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. That is always very helpful. We have the secondary Let's Play channel in the description down below where we play through a lot of stuff. Jill and I just started playing through Tomb Raider Legend. The first part went up just a couple hours ago.
If you want to help keep our businesses alive, and if you love Degenerate Jay, maybe you should check some of this stuff out. I'm just saying.
No, I hate Degenerate Jay. That guy's a big douchebag.
I hate him too. I don't know why I'm marrying him.
No, I don't either. I think it's all just a big joke. You're playing the long game so you can get to the altar and say, you're a cuck. And then you just walk away. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I made you buy me nice dresses just so I could walk up to you in them and say, you're a cuck.
What you have to do is, I think it's you in the dress, you have the veil down, but then in the crowd, you just yell, simp, cuck, bitch, and I turn around and it's you.
And then I walk out.
And you give me the finger and walk away. Yeah. And it's just a man under the veil who punches me in the face.
Yeah.
He wouldn't even kiss me, though.
It would be, like, a really big, scary man, too. You'd be like, Jill, why are you so tall?
I'd still go in for a kiss, though, not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I know it's sus, but I need some affection.
That's because you're...
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do hope that everybody had a good time here. It was fantastic. I had a lot of fun. We are going to have, some research for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on like where the MCU is at now. We couldn't really do that for this because the DCU is such a damn mess, and this is, like a lot of people have pointed out, kind of its own thing. It doesn't really matter where, BVS and where The Flash or where Joker on its own thing was with this.
I would like to mention I'm really happy that the CGI in this looks a lot better than the original. Because the original was really bad.
Steppenwolf looked so horrible in the original. He looked like a tax accountant with like a dick on his head.
Now he looks actually genuinely cool.
Yeah, he does. He does look cool.
And I'm really excited
And
about
they show
that.
the retractable armor on him when he like kneels down in front of Darkseid and stuff. Like the CGI looks way better.
That's really cool.
I saw a leak of a little bit of CGI near the end, which is bad, but we'll just ignore that because if it's just a little bit, it's okay.
Hopefully it maybe is better on the official release.
Yeah, I completely agree. But anyways, tomorrow, 4 p.m. U.S. Central Time, that is Wednesday, we are streaming The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
This channel,
recap of the MCU, where it's at, how things are going to tie together, what we expect to see with Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes going forward, and then we are going to have multiple uploads throughout the rest of the week. One day we'll have 2 uploads on the main channel as well. DC
Superhero
and Marvel.
Week.
It's Superhero Hype Week. We hope you have a fantastic day.
We love you.
Thank you for hanging out here. We do love you very much and appreciate you.
Buy
And
my
as
bracelets.
Always, stay shui and hail Hydra.